Vulcan Forged is a blockchain-based game studio, and Pure is their play-to-earn gaming module. So with me to explain more about how all this works, and especially the new kind of play-to-earn gaming concept, which is really interesting, as the CEO, Jamie Thomson. Jamie, great to see you.
Thank you very much for having me. Lovely to be here.
Let's just start with introduce yourself, introduce the company as well.
Sure. So Vulcan Forged is a game studio. We're one of the few companies that kind of made the direction from gaming into blockchain, whereas a lot of blockchain companies are now moving into gaming with this whole metaverse and play to earn hype. We're one of the we went the other way around really. So we started as a gaming studio first, and we moved into blockchain after when we sort of realized how incredible the idea of owning your own assets and these play-to-earn models could be. There's 45 of us in the studio altogether, 15 of us in-house here in Greece, and everyone else around the world. You know, due to the corona epidemic, it's a bit harder to get everyone in one place at the moment.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing how we've all globally adapted to this. Explain the metaverse a little bit. Of course, we know Facebook has changed their name to Meta Platforms. We've been hearing more about this. Explain what it is, how we all be interacting with the metaverse.
Sure, yeah. Well, it's funny because the term metaverse was actually coined in 1990 science fiction novels. I think it was John Hall in Snow Crash or something like that. It just meant a futuristic world. It just so happens that now it's been coined by a lot of blockchain game studio and companies of this idea of a virtual world where you own things. So the word metaverse itself is it's not new to the world. But yeah, so I say metaverse is really sort of a futuristic virtual world. Now, how we've defined it is basically owning your own assets within a virtual landscape. This whole NFT boom and blockchain, we've seen the power of blockchain, in that you can own a sword, or you can own a horse or a wolf or anything. And that allows you to have a sort of a self-sustaining economy within these games, as opposed to just some centralized game you play for fun. Now you've got some real world meaning behind your actions within it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and some of the amazing things is like I saw a piece of virtual real estate sold for like $1.3 million. I mean, I think a lot of people just can't get their head around that. They're like, why would somebody buy virtual real estate? But is it expectation that'll go up in value? Is it just to be part of the metaverse? I mean, why do we own things in the metaverse?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of three things, really. I mean, first of all, you have to remember that these payments aren't made from credit cards. They're usually made from sort of currencies, cryptocurrencies that people have been storing on these exchanges for a long time. So people don't usually think in dollars as much when they make these transactions. Second of all, it is about ownership. I mean, blockchain, without doubt, cannot take ownership of an asset from you. So it is like, owning a car in your name or a house in your name, not legally binding, but technologically binding to you. So yes, there is that element of ownership, and of course rarity. If in our game VulcanVerse, for example, there are only 10,000 plots of land. There only ever will be 10,000 plots of land. So if you own one of those plots, that's it. You're 1 in 10,000. So value sort of drives with it, and of course there's speculation from some traders, of course.
Yeah. No, it's a really interesting kind of economy. Describe the game to me, VulcanVerse.
Sure. Well, VulcanVerse is one of 9 games we've got. VulcanVerse is probably our most advanced game. We were actually the first metaverse to be functional in the whole blockchain space. It's sort of a Greco-Roman mythology, based with the Zeus and all the gods and goddesses of the Olympians and Titans. So there are 10,000 plots of land and different, actually the map's behind me. You've got the underworld of Hades, of the grasslands of Acadia, Boreas and Notus, the deserts. So you own this plot of land, and with it, you can sculpt and terramorph it however you want. So of course you own it like you do in blockchain, but we've added an extra layer on that, and then you can shape and grow it into however you like. And of course we've added quests and gameplay and all this kind of stuff within it. But again, unlike other games, everything you own and everything you do is recorded forever and permanently on the blockchain. So it's just the actions you're doing within the game transfers to your real life. You know, if you level up a game and you manage to earn some money in the game, that's real. And it's it's fascinating because it's just you're creating like a petri dish of civilization within it. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's kind of hard to get your head around it. Exactly, but it is exciting to watch. And I like the fact that people all over the world can play, and some people are actually seeing some financial benefit from it that, you know, in some poor countries and things. So Jamie, fascinating. Thank you so much for coming and explaining all this. My pleasure. Thanks for having me on. Thanks.